Supernatural fans rejoice. Have it. We have done it. It was short-lived, but we got the three on the screen. I knew Jared was gonna be here. We know Soldier Boy's in the show, but we heard Castiel, and the fact that he is Malchemical is very interesting. If you know Malchemical from the comic book, he is absolutely insane. They toned him down a lot. Marathon is very interesting too, Jared. I thought we was gonna get him back in the 7. We're gonna get a whole reunion and everything, but we did not. And this is The Boys, season 5, the final season, episode 5. So I'm looking forward to this. I was looking forward to this all year. And as I said, this was my favorite episode of anything that we have seen, simply because it was hilarious as we intended it to be, because these three chemistry is amazing. Those three people have some of the best chemistry I've ever seen. Even in the short-lived scenes, little things made me just pop just from Supernatural. And I might even be overstating it. I might be going a little overboard. But it was so many things in this episode that made me excited just off the Supernatural. Like little one-liners, little everything they did. It's just a joke when Soldier Boy was talking about how Homelander was acting toward Marathon. Even though I think there's some stupid parts in there, because these people are obviously washed up and comedians and all that. We also got the funniest thing I've ever seen. That is hilarious. Marathon Man is apparently Puff Daddy. He is white. The Boys Universe, VCU as they call it, Puff Daddy. VCU is official now, and he's their Puff Daddy. They named it Puff Baby Oil, which is the fun. I have never screamed so loud in my life at something so ridiculously hilarious to me. I enjoyed that, as well as we got Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen has been like consistent in this show, and I loved that it was with Sam and Dean in the last season that it's over for him. But we're going to get into all that in a minute. But those are the things that highlighted the show for me. I absolutely enjoyed it. I loved it. I don't know what you can tell me. That was just incredible. I appreciated that whole thing. But let's get into the show now. The show, of course, starts off with the first part, in which we're going over basically what happens at the end. And I did not have the picture because apparently I have issues right now. But Firecracker is no more. That's the end of this episode. As she loved, in the strangest way, as everybody on The Boys are love in strange ways, Homelander. But we start the episode out with her convictions and her coming up with this Bible and stuff. And we find out that the Bible, she kind of lied from Old Father that the Bible was ready and they could mass produce it, but she was holding back on it because she's convicted. And she messed up by telling Soldier Boy this, because in pillow talking is insane. And you see her go through this as her pastor called. And again, to the celebrity indication, this is completely not in the comic book. She called him a PDF. One of them files. You know what I mean? Which kind of like showed her losing her soul during this. Because the whole first part was dedicated to her faith, that she believes in Jesus actually and not in Homelander, but it's part of her job, and she actually loves him. But the entire time, she was fighting with what she believed in, what she grew up with, the entire show, and it showed. And when you look back throughout the season, it's hints that she's kind of hesitant to do it, but she's put on this face that she can just do this easily. So I was amused by that. That was a great point in the show that I absolutely enjoyed, and it led up to like a lot of flags. We had a lot of flags on the show about people getting ended early, but her specifically kind of hit because it kind of humanized her character at the end, right? Because the whole time we seen her, it's like this fake plastic person who just does whatever and sucks up to whoever just to be at top. To the point she'll sleep with Soldier Boy and do all the things. But you kind of see like finally a conviction, and then to have right when we find a conviction from her just be ended. It wasn't like a super important character to us as people because she's relatively new, kind of like the replacement of Stormfront. for Homelander, but at the same time, it kind of hit when she first became human. The second one is Black Noir 2, and his beef with the Deep from stealing his idea. And you see, he got this acting career, he got a thing on the side, and he's doing all these things. He's being frustrated. He can't act in these play like he want to, simply because of the problems he having at his other job, which is in the 7, and the Deep stealing his credit by getting Stan, even though Black Noir 2 did do it. He gave Old Father his great plan to like a healing to like manipulate the crowd that he's like this savior. And I don't know if they're just gonna throw that away after what happened with the Deep, which would be very weird because Old Father would have thought that was a great idea with Homelander. And I don't know why they wouldn't do that anyway, because I don't know, is he gonna just decline it now? That'd be stupid. He can't decline it. Homelander gonna like the idea. Yeah, I'm healing people now. It's part of my power now after getting the new V1 is I can heal as well as be immortal. Like, it'll set up everything he do, so I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Was that just a throwaway for the Black Noir 2 storyline? But ultimately, we did end up meeting our guy, Adam. And Adam encourages Black Noir, as y'all saw in the episode. Y'all saw the episode. To be himself. They stand up for yourself, man. Which ultimately led to Adam being an eel up his ass, apparently. And the famous last words. My soul hurt so effing much. Famous last words of Adam, who was throughout this whole season. Throughout most of the seasons, right? When he married old boy wife in the first season, so he's been throughout her. So that famous last word from my guy Adam. Shout out to you. Third part was about Terra, and we find out his obsession with Homelander, and it was very strange. He goes through and we see like the little issues that the boys have, and how it's kind of like they are kind of defeated. They're kind of destroyed right now. Like they have no purpose right now. So it's interesting to see that because we do see that they are literally defeated. You see Mother's Milk going out there and basically being like, it's better off if I don't see them and they don't see me because I can't end Soldier Boy. I spent my whole life to end this mother. All of a sudden, I can't do it. Simply because he's immortal. Life's unfair, and I'm not in the mind state to take care of my family. They better off without me. I'm better off without them because what I gotta do, they don't need to know that person. Which I'm still curious what you gotta do, unless it's for Homelander. But well, I get it because I just thought about it. Wasn't in my notes. He gotta probably Annie and all them put the virus in them, end a lot of people. So he gotta do some sick things. So it's good that his people ain't around. Then we go to Frenchie, who's going over that he can't give her what she wants. She wants a dog just like Terra, and he can't give it to her. You want to go outside? I'm not good with these things. Every fish I had is over. So he's going through him. You finally get to see Butcher's weakness, which is Terra, in which, listen, you saw Yui. He was going to use Terra against him. They wouldn't classify Terra if it wasn't to be used against. He was perfectly going to be used against. He set him up because the only thing that Butcher loves is that dog. And you know what happened in the comic book. So I'm pretty sure Yui's going to use that dog as a hostage. Let me know y'all thoughts. Do y'all think Yui's going to use that dog as a hostage? Because I 100% believe he is. And then we got the 4th chapter, Sister Sage, in which we are learning that I was right. She is conspiring against Homelander. She needs Ashley, not the real Ashley because she doesn't know anything, but the little thing growing on the back of her head that's smart and can read minds. She knows about Compound V1 and that she needs to find it before Homelander. So Homelander can't be immortal because he's going to run all the plans and become immortal because simply she wants to read books. Yes, you're right. She wants to read books and no one to bother her. If Homelander is immortal, she will be bothered. Because if the world ends of Supes and the Supes all end up doing whatever, just going at regular people, and then they end up being ended by the virus, she will have no more. Supes will probably leave her alone. She might even end up in jail where she can read books for the rest of her life with no one asking her questions because the sister is tired of making up for everybody because she's the smartest woman in the world, so everyone goes to her. So like I said, we learned a lot in this episode. Even from Homelander just obsessed with being a godlike creature to getting mad with people when they call him a man or savior or even comparing him to Jesus. No, I'm not the son of God. Which, by the way, we did have a Soldier Boy line that God never came from my balls. By the way, Sister Sage even knew that, because she's the smartest woman, of course she did. She knew that Soldier Boy probably gonna open up to him, which we saw in the episode when Mal Chemical sprayed him, and they had, let's end this fool right now. And he was like, that's mine, and nobody but me. And everybody like, that's weird. And then they run through this whole scene in which all the comedians in the show get ran through by Jared, aka Marathon, aka Sam. Because he ends Mal Chemical, so Castiel did not get ended by him. None of the characters ended each other because Homelander ended Marathon. And they found that a known character has the compound V1. Bomb site. I hope I said his name right. My bad. But they got it. So I'm looking forward to the next episode. Y'all let me know your thoughts. What do you think Sister Sage's plan is? How is she going to get the V1 before him? Is she going to use the boys to get it? Or is she going to get the virus out? What y'all think? How did y'all like the reunion, the short reunion of Castiel, Dean, and Sam? And the interactions, the small interaction with them being in a completely different environment, in a other universe in which they're totally different people. And there are actually horrible people in this universe who does drugs and all kind of stuff. How did you like that interaction? Did you think we should see more of it, or was it just enough? Let me know in the comments. As well as, do you miss Firecracker? I don't feel like her ending was quite hurtful. Like, I just had my guy Blake in Daredevil. Spoilers, but we had a bunch of people in other shows ended, and I don't feel like hers connected as much as it probably should have, because we just started learning about her besides her being a fake suck up. Let me know your thoughts on what you thought was the most important thing, what we learned about Yui, and is Yui going to use terror against Butch? Time comes to save Annie. Let me know your thoughts. Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Peace.